Good afternoon, this is Coach Anderson, and this video is going to show you how to do today's work, which is November 5th, for the Cerebral Palsy Toy Project. Now, for those of you that haven't really been paying attention, this project actually started on the 28th of October. That started down here with the therapeutic toy target group analysis that we did. Now, there may have been a few of you still working on your cubes, and there may have been a few of you that just weren't doing maybe what you were supposed to be doing, but this is when we started this. So it's really important that this has been done or gets done, and you are definitely going to need to utilize what's the information on this actual assignment for this project. But we're going to focus mainly on today's work. So today's work, 11/5/2020, this is on Google Classroom. You've got two little links here. This is a Cerebral Palsy Toy Project directions. We'll look at that in a second. And then the Generate Concept Cerebral Palsy Toy Project. So we'll click on the directions first. And this doesn't really go back as far as the 28th. That's when we started the beginning of this project, but the schedule of this starts basically yesterday. So here's the objective of the project. We're going to create, or you're going to create, a universally designed toy that will be fun to play while also serving as a therapeutic device. Universally designed means that it can be used by all sorts of different people, all sorts of different kids. So somebody doesn't have to be tall or strong or lightweight or have use of or full use of their hands. A universally designed toy is something that can be used by a variety of different people in all sorts of different circumstances. And when we're dealing with cerebral palsy, there's a lot of circumstances that you want to think about when you're thinking about a universally designed toy. Now, it's also going to serve as a therapeutic device. A therapeutic device is a device, could be a toy, but it's a device that has a purpose of being helpful or helping to solve a problem or make something better. So, for example, some children with cerebral palsy have a hard time moving their hands or gripping things. So they might play a drum set. Well, the drums are fun to play, but they also have a therapeutic use in that they help strengthen the grip or the hand motion of those children. So your toy is going to have a little bit of fun. It's also going to have a therapeutic use to it. And we're going to eke all of this out as we go through this process. So the task schedule is here. Define the problem. This was due yesterday, and I'll explain in a second. And then we're going to generate concepts today. Tomorrow, develop a solution. And then on Monday, we're going to build the prototype. That'll be a digital build. And then we're going to do an evaluation of the prototypes on Tuesday. We may add an extra day or so, but we're not going to add a whole lot of days to this schedule. So if I click on the slide, I get to the define problem. And you may recognize this was the paper that I sent back for several of you all because it actually has to be written in real sentences and an actual essay. So that was the first thing. You did research to understand cerebral palsy and its impacts, the different types of cerebral palsy, maybe some of the procedures we use to diagnose it or to treat it, all of those things. That's why we did this research paper, so we can understand what it is we're trying to solve. If we did it correctly, we have a good understanding of how cerebral palsy might impact kids. So today we're going to generate concepts. This is like a brainstorm, but we're going to do this in a methodical way. So I'm going to click again. This takes me to today's little page. And you're going to fill out another doc, and it basically looks like it's got 2 pages here. We're not going to click on this. It doesn't do anything if we did. This is just an example of what it looks like. But this hint is very important. It says use the target group analysis paper you completed on 10/28 to help you with this paper. And to remind you what that paper was, we actually had you look at section 3.1 in the Project Lead the Way site, and the scope of that was to look at different children who had challenges from cerebral palsy. So this student here, his name is Alex, and so you would have looked at him, you would have identified some of his likes and things like that, his therapeutic goal, wrist extension, and what's most important is what is his challenge? And so for Alex, it looks like his wrist isn't working correctly, and so he's got his muscles and his tissue need to be strengthened, and so how do we use occupational therapy to help that? With toys. And so you also, as part of that project, you listed out a variety of toys. I think I had you list out all of them. So you have the drums, tambourine, toys with keys, paddle ball, the ball toss toy. all of these have different things that they do to the person using them that requires your hands, so they could be a therapeutic device that would help somebody with their hands. And this over here, the text on the right, explains how indeed it does that. So if you completed that work, you basically have most of your work for today already done. You just have to do a little bit of writing. So kudos to you. If you've not completed that work, get it done. I've been waiting till this grading period to grade it and put it in the grade book, so I don't want it to be an M for you. But otherwise, you're going to need to access the Project Lead the Way site to get to section 3.1 to look at all these kids' stuff. Now, back to today's stuff on Google Classroom. Generate concepts, cerebral palsy toy project. We're going to click this, open up the template, and basically it's got 3 parts here. Part 1 is occupational therapy considerations. And what you're doing here is you're going to list 3 physical challenges faced by many children. And if you look at the kids that we analyzed earlier, they have all sorts of physical challenges. You're going to just pick 3 with cerebral palsy and the toys that can be used to help these children. So what you're doing is figuring out what toys already work to help kids, and then it's going to help you make your own toy. In this column here, you're going to list 1 physical challenge here, another one here, and another one here. So don't list the same physical challenge 3 times, different challenges. You can list Alex's wrist right here, find another one, and then another one. If you look at the kids' information on the Project Lead the Way website, you'll find all the info. Now, for this column, you're going to list 3 toys for each challenge. So if I did the wrist for Alex, I could list drums, tambourine, and maybe the paddle ball. I'm going to list 3 for each one of the challenges. And then I'm going to list the benefits. What does the toy help with? And of course, if you read the text here, this one here helps with the grasping. That's what this is used for. That would be nice. It helps with the grasping and the grip, holding something small. So you have to read a little bit to be able to get these answers. So this column here, you're going to list 3 different physical challenges with kids with cerebral palsy. This column here, 3 toys that are used for that challenge for each toy. So there's 9 total then. And then the benefit of the particular toy. So if I put drums here, what are the benefits of the drums? If I put another toy here, what's the benefit of that toy? Pretty self-explanatory. So that's the first part. Second part then is where you think about what would a toy be that would combine a variety of different things, those 3 things, into one toy that would be universally designed that would have a therapeutic use. So how could you take 3 toys and make them into one? And I'm not suggesting you take a drum set and attach a paddle ball to it. That's not the idea. It's a new toy that's different, that incorporates some of the aspects of the toys that you look like. So remember, you're not going to take a drum and add something to the drum. You might take something that you can drum on, because that's what people drum, and so maybe something you can drum on, but it's going to be a new toy. That's not just a conglomeration of toys that already exist. And here you're going to write a short paragraph. That means actual sentences with real words in a paragraph that describe your toy, what challenges it will address, like what will it fix, how will it be universally designed, like what things about it will make it useful for lots of different types of kids, and how will it be entertaining, like what will be fun about it. It's, it can't be just something that just sits there that makes the kid bored out of their mind. It has to be something that they're going to want to play with, and that way it'll help them get better. And your toy is 3-in-1, 3 different types of or therapeutic uses in one toy. So your toy is going to be great. That's what it's all about. And then after you've done that, after you've written that down, it's going to be in your mind. You know what it's going to be. You know what it's going to probably kind of look like. So then, part 3, you're going to use Whiteboard, it's linked here, or Sketch.io, that's also linked here, I don't care which one you use, to sketch and label your idea of a toy that would address the challenges listed above while also being entertaining to the children using the toy. So, and you paste a screenshot of your idea here. Now, Sketch.io is right here. It does have a text key. So you can do all sorts of things. Click up here, select your pen, and you can, draw a picture as well. It gets kind of tricky though. So you're going to have to click some buttons on it, but I actually prefer this one right here, which is a whiteboard, which is a Microsoft 360 app, because you have different colors. It's pretty simple. It does not have nearly the bells and whistles that Sketch.io has. Sometimes that's good because you don't really need to be that crazy. You can just be nice and simple. So you can draw something, whatever it is you're going to draw, and you can even use colored pencils and arrows. And of course, you have a little text box, and you can type stuff in there and the whole 9 yards. So that's what you're going to be doing. Now, it's really important that you have watched this video so that you do this correctly. And also, you're going to take a screenshot, not of the whole screen, but just of your picture. So the screenshot's not going to have the pens up here. It's not going to have this up here. It's going to have the picture. So for example, if I drew, let's say this was my picture. I'll just draw a quick little dinosaur guy. Nice little happy dinosaur. Whee. So if this was my picture of a pet, then my screenshot would be only this part right here. I wouldn't include any of this other stuff right here. So I would take a screenshot of just that, like that. That way you don't have all the rest of the stuff. Very important. And again, part of the reason that we do this is similar reason to why we did stuff the same way we did on the last project. These things have to be done not only correctly, but they have to be done well, so that people will be able to understand what you're doing, appreciate what you're doing, get a full idea, and other engineers will also, if they wanted to, they could mimic the types of things that you are doing. So that is the goal for today. Also gave you a little bit of a hint of what you should already have done. And again, when we look at the actual instructions here, it's important that we understand this timeline. We may go to the 11th, we possibly might go to the 12th, but if you're not working every day, if you're not keeping up, that's on you, because these tasks are designed to be done in class. They can easily be done at home, and under almost every circumstance, they can be done at home. And if you happen to have homework because you didn't finish in class, no worries. That's what school is all about. And that's what a class like Project Lead the Way is all about. So it is very important that you get this done. I will be back in class on the 9th. That's when you'll see me next time, on the 9th. And I will expect these things to be ready to go and completely done. Now, again, you need to have watched this entire video to be able to do this correctly. So there's not going to be any other instructions for you. And because this video is on Edpuzzle, I can tell, did you watch it or not? Because if you didn't click on the Edpuzzle, you didn't watch the video. That would probably be why you might not know what to do. So good luck to you. If you do have any specific questions, if you need some clarification, send me a message on Google Classroom and I will respond. All right. Have a great rest of your day.